Hello, Weya, how are you?
Hi.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Actually, thank you for having us. You're quite a busy person these days.
Really?
Okay. Um, you're coming back from a tour.
Yeah.
Kind
Great.
of. Okay, first of all, welcome back.
Thank you.
And then tell me about that. Tell me about the tour.
Paris, Ivory Coast,
Mhm.
and Lille.
Lille.
Yes.
Lille, c'est moi ch'ti. C'est chez les ch'tis. Non, c'est vrai, c'est chez les ch'tis. Yeah, Mika has a very funny joke about them. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So 4 months?
Yeah.
But before that, you were here.
Yes, I was.
Is it true that you released an album?
That?
Released an album?
No.
No.
Yeah.
That's a rumor.
That's a rumor.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm working on 2 albums actually.
2?
Yeah. So there's one.
How does that work?
I had an album that
Okay.
I started to record in 2020, and then COVID happened, and so we paused.
That's beloved COVID.
We paused, but in the meantime, I continued writing and looking for other melodies and create. So I continued the creation part.
You want to release 2 albums at the same time?
No, I'm working on them at the same time, but I will not release them at the
Okay.
same time.
How long do you think? Because that is something a lot of singers that I've talked to. Sade waits 10 years between 2 albums, and she keeps touring. But her songs, like every song she does, like it's a hit. It's
Yeah.
probably a hit. So a Sade concert for like an hour and a half or 2 is just, she keeps you on the edge. That's why her concerts go forever. So she does 10 years. So how long do you think is good for you?
Now for me, I'm thinking, because I love creating, so I want to create all the time. So I'm thinking maximum 2 years.
2 years.
Yes. Because I will have new songs. I will be working on
New
another one.
experiences, new
Yes.
adventures.
Yeah,
You're probably the only artist that I know who likes the creative part.
It's my favorite part.
I hate it.
I love it.
Oh my god. I hate it so much. Like it puts you since mon rêve bagatelle. Kenny Herve. Bonne contraction.
No,
Yeah, ni contraction. Ni visse. So basically, I don't know where he got that thing from. I mean, he's a man. I don't know where you get it from, but I understand the image. I understand the concept, the process, and I really do. I hate it because I hate when I love when I get the inspiration, when it clicks.
That's part of creation.
But then again, do it again and fail again. Until actually, what scares me the most is letting it go. It's ready now. Stop it. Let it go. It is terrible. It's like it feels like I'm abandoning a child. Like I'm a bad parent. Like
Returns.
So basically, yeah. So you like I've worked with you, so I know you enjoy the creative part.
I hate I'm a repetition.
Well, that's when
That's the part I hate.
that's what I love actually. Coco, muri repetition.
Just
There's
repeating
no
what
guy-
you have.
No, you don't have it yet. Until you hear it, you don't have it.
But it's, at least the minimum, the bare minimum is there. Like
The bare minimum is
you
there.
have the foundation.
Okay.
For
For instance,
me to find that foundation is beautiful.
okay, but let's say the foundation is there. Okay, let me talk about this. Like we talked about this with Mika. We have a play coming up. Me, you, and Mike Osegans. This is the first time that I'm actually writing and directing my own. Everybody at the office, they told me don't write and direct. You need another set of eyes. I'm like, no, that's not it. I'm not giving it to anybody else. They're like, okay, fine. At some point, I even wanted to act in it. They're like, no, that's too much. That's too much.
Up to you.
Coco Kimenyi the stand-up comedy process. You write, you direct, scenography away. You're the only one on stage. Umuntu wenyine ugukurikira is the light guy. Nta wundi. So basically, learning how to not to share, to trust, is a whole different process now. And when you, as a singer, how many people on a minimum do you work with?
Huh.
From the idea to the song, to the song that we hear on the radio.
I would say
3.
So, I write,
Okay.
and I look for melodies. So that's a shot. And occasionally, who comes up with like guitar twifuza ukuntu yaje.
Jules César. Non.
Jules le mystérieux.
Le mystère. Jules César.
Jules César, voilà. Jules César. So ndaza muri beta nkamurikodera, then akayibuildingira.
Okay.
Na guitar. And then tukajya muri studio tukabivugisha produce. At least then abafite idea, because iyo naririmbaga gusa nta instrument iri kunyakompanya. Hari igihe habagaho ama misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Bikarangira ibaye indi ritme ntatekereza. Mais avec Jules, c'est plus facile. On a une idée, correct everything, and then I would say minimum method, yeah. So me, like, instrument, and then the producer comes up.
Do you feel like too many people on a production can kill the production?
Yes. Actually, even instruments in a song.
You said like about my misunderstanding. There's a funny story in Hollywood. You know a movie called Hustle and Flow? Hustle and Flow, it was the biggest okay. Remember that series Empire?
Yeah.
Empire was made from that movie.
Oh.
From Hustle and Flow. So it's Terrence Howard and Taraji Henson and this guy, I forget his name. He's the star of Blackish. Anthony what? Okay, anyway, Bamuhereje the script, Terrence Howard, without the music, without the whatever, without anything. It's about a rap producer and hip hop artist and whatever who happens to be a pimp in the South. When they sent him the script, he read the thing, he read the lyrics, and immediately he thought it was a country song.
Yeah!
And he actually sat down and composed
a country song.
Country music on Hustle and Flow. And then the day he gets there, he says, I'm ready. I'm ready. He sits there and he meets a bunch of rappers. And they're like, what are they doing here? He's like, oh, they're training you to do what? To rap. He's like, no, this is a country song. They're like, no, bro, this is hip hop, like to the fullest hip hop. And he had to rewrite the entire thing in his head again. So the thing is, yeah. I can understand that. I can understand your misunderstanding, especially when with the background in musically speaking, or no background at all. The thing about being an artist is that being judged and being paid by people who are not artists. Please tell me what was the worst for you. I have like 100 stories like that, but please tell me what Yakumat. Yeah, indeed, we've got him Bob. Okay. Oh yeah.
Kwicara ukibuka ukajya ukagerageza kwibuka ariko hari ikintu cyagerageza gukora cya ATM haza umudirector uvuye hanze he was recognized actually rero akaba ari wabwira ahangaha uri kumva kutari kuhagera neza and there was the worst part is hari music director he was not saying anything. And then he was very talented. It was so nice. But then one day, but actually the following day, but on that day, I think I didn't just get down station.
Yeah. And
it was in front of people. So that's why Sabama. No, Weya, they're in Beyawan.
Now, okay, it's not even the acting part or the performing part. It's even worse than that. It's the writing process. Yeah, because basically, we know that when they call me for an ad, they want the comedy aspect of it there, of course. I mean, that's why you call a stand-up comedian or whatever. Like, if you want something serious, don't call me. I know how to talk about serious stuff in a funny way. But if you want that dramatic take, don't worry. So basically, we sit in that room, and I'm thinking they're gonna give me an idea. I'm gonna go write it down, give them like 2-3 proposals, and then bam. In that room, harimo, sales, marketing, legal, HR, finance, yeah. We sit down, and then they give me a script that they wrote for me, and I laugh. Immediately, I laugh, and they're like, "Is this something funny?" I'm like, "No, actually, no," and that's the problem. There's nothing funny here, and that's the problem. They're like, "We don't understand." Like, I'm sure you don't, because you're in sales. What are you doing writing a script?
Right.
The people that you're trying to talk to, they come to my shows all the time, every week, every month. How about you let me write? According to the guidelines of the company, but I'm gonna let you do your job. Please let me do mine. And immediately it became a problem. It became a problem during the entire thing. I would send a script, they would switch it. I would send a script, they would switch it. So now we came to an understanding with the director. You're gonna send them a script. We're going to play another one. And I'm just gonna send it straight to the boss. Deal? Deal. And that's how we did it. For very many ads actually, not just this one. Not just all the recent ones or the big ones. No. For every ad, everything, there's always somebody who claims they can write.
Hidden talent.
Hidden talent. No, it's actually quite amazing. Being corrected by people who have no idea what they're talking about. Because they think, but I know why. They think what we do is not work. It's not work. Then comes this.
To remind you every time.
Nakazi.
It's so nicyo bibeshejeho nyine urumva ntabwo twakorera n'amafaranga ntabwo twakorera ubuntu
ntabwo iki ngo ari menshi
mbona se boss muri ntaye mu kwezi
ari menshi
kuki
I've worked in an office. I know you don't do crap the whole day. I know you don't.
I tried. And I saw that as well.
I saw it too. So basically, the work aspect of it. The work aspect of this me now when I meet people who are younger on this podcast or on other things, trying to explain to them, Instagram is not real. You will not be a celebrity overnight. You will not be a billionaire overnight. No, you want to be fit, you have to go to the gym, not just Queer and Kisha. Queer and Kisha is one step. Ugaya is the second one. I'm good. How is your this question for you has two angles. First of all, how do you explain the work? It takes consistency and work, consistent work. And second of all, as a female artist, that is something that I know for a fact you're known for. There is no nudity involved in what you do. How selling? How do you sell that to the younger generation? The younger generation. Yes. But kids are 15, 16, they're on the video now, they're 14, even younger. And I know it's easy. I know it as a shortcut, it's easy. I know somebody, he shot their phone with some interview, normalement, akubita my interview, 5,000 views, 10,000, he almost shot their phone. Yes, akubita 100K. I look at it, that is seriously, I went to school for this. And then, you guys come. How do you navigate that? How do you do that? Okay.
Hari amalimiti nashyize hari nkakunda gukora muri account hari maquillage
oh na maquillage
ntabwo zikunda
okay
nshobora kukwareja ariko it's not me.
It's true, I've seen you with makeup just once
for performance na kungu yes
it was umurinzi.
It wasn't me.
Oh my god, that's 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
That was in 2019, yeah.
2019, 5 years ago. It was the 25th commemoration.
Yes.
7 heads of state turi kumwe na ba Aline, na ba Ntuze, na ba Masamba and all that.
Yeah.
And I remember you fighting the makeup.
Yeah, I did. Ariko nyine baransobanuriye like the lights.
The lights.
Yeah. So face now because of the lights. Bye. So I was like, okay, understandable. But nta rimwe pe nta.
No, I've never. Okay.
So that and then kuririmba amagambo yishimye, I would say. Because how do you be saying? We all know that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
it's like the day I decided to twerk. It's like the day I decided.
Mama, you know what to put it. You went magic.
This is.
Oh, but you know, it was a decision I made. I'm like,
okay.
Now I'm going to try to so I will have to fight for this. Because had an artist there, she would go, okay, well, look what you do, look to go win it. Now we got it. But at least it's a peace of mind.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
So yeah, the only decision nafashe ku buryo ubu ngubu yego biragoye ko when you see abantu babikora how much they are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Ubona ko wowe comment ntabwo ari neza hari. But all in all, nyine ugomba gushyiraho izo limits. Cyambere
is the work.
The work.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Cyambere gukora na deadline. Ngiye birango birangije. I'm a deadline person. Ntabwo nzabisiga deadline. Ariko sinzatanga ibintu mbere.
There is a very interesting TED talk about procrastination. I'll send you the link. It's actually the second thing that he talks about, I forget his name in the Underyoka, is the worst of procrastination is not when you have a deadline and you start working the day before. It's when you don't have it. You don't have a deadline. So there's nothing triggering you to actually start the work.
That's
what I do now is I set myself
deadline.
No, I set myself up.
Ah, okay.
What I do is najya nkagira umuntu nzi neza ko azabimbitse. In September, by the way, there's a premiere of my play. I have no plan whatsoever. Nuko nabivuze. So it's out there. Kandi nanga guseba. So now, basically, I'm like, shit. Never be aware. So now I have to show something. So now you become my deadline utabizi. Because otherwise, now we couldn't.
We're not having a deadline.
Yeah.
I think wamugani uburyo bwo kubijana ari nka gutyo. Dan nayo tekereza kenshi cyane.
Oh yeah.
Imaze igihe nakazi mfite. Like
and you feel like crap.
Especially it's motivation there. I'm like, okay, so okay, so
there's no one more motivated than a broke person.
Right.
Sure, you're creative, by the way.
Yeah, oh my God, the Holy Spirit.
When you're broke, you're good.
Yeah. Look, but I don't come here, okay, so I can't very occasionally to Koran, so single to because when I let myself down, I go, okay, it's different. So yeah. Okay, from there, I know what we have and that's something really to motivate. But yeah, among the challenges that I face, not having deadlines.
Because I interview a lot of artists. Actually, very few people. I think I've interviewed only one person who is not an artist so far, and he was a therapist. And then she said something quite interesting. She said, the majority of people that come to us have a very strong artistic trend to themselves. You know, what is the thing that if you want to talk about it, of course, there's something that haunts you actually. Me, same shit. Anxiety. Proper panic attacks.
I know you.
I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack. I'm dying. That's it. But there's also one thing that I've noticed, and we talked about it with Sandra. Sandra. It was Sandra. Sandra said something quite interesting actually. She said, people don't go for what's good for them. They go for what they know. So if you're used to chaos and you feel like you can manage it, you will always choose chaos. That's why people tend to screw up happy situations because they're like, at least I screw up on my terms. Not being happy and getting used to it and then I get my heart broken again and then this time I'm going to die. So where do you stand on that? Because it's something that we're used to failure as artists. Being said no, being denied, being failed, being betrayed. And then you have to literally say to yourself, I'm good enough, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. The people who actually succeed are people with a very strong support system. Those are the people. Where do you stand on that? Which part is you? Which part is your entourage? Take your time.
Anxiety having a
Yeah.
actually no the heat.
Okay.
And I think it's worse.
Meaning what? Overconfident?
It's
Confident?
not even about confidence. I'm a whole two. Okay, Shani, you find name. We need as
Oh, you
and that's
are
worse.
at peace with that.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, we kubona ikintu kimagaye ku mutima.
Okay.
But okay, so I miss this. Okay, now cool. I know this. Okay, now cool. Ariko bigatuma sometimes iyo bibaye byinshi ntagira n'ikintu kituma mbikora ni ngomba kugira ino play ngomba kuba like the best. You see what I mean? Kishitura.
I'm on the other side of you now. The other side being, I do. I write. But it's never good enough. I'm never good enough. I say to myself, ntabwo nagisoro ngo ku buryo bigera ahantu mika akavuga ati okay, I've had enough. Let it out. Let it out. And then when I do, it's actually fun. It's actually good. And then because I saw it on stage, now I know where to tweak a certain change here and there. But it's gonna go because it's always growing. Ariko nshobora kubita ikintu muri tiroir 6, 7, 8 years. Nyivuga. Ku buryo n'abantu bavuga ati he's lying. That shit doesn't exist. Hari amapaji magana abiri. Nibitseho hari. There's a movie. There's 2 plays. Imwe igiye gusohoka. No, there's 3. There's 2 I'm still working on. Hari court métrage. Hari film turandika na Hakima. On the 30th this month, I'm releasing another special mu Gifaransa, which will be translated in English. I don't know how, ni when, ni whatever. So basically, when you live in your head that much, you feel like it's enough. You don't realize that it has to get out of your head at some point. Jewe, I'm on this side. Wewe, I'm out of this inside my van.
Now I'm busy now. Ariko noneho njyewe ni
Is it religion? Is it okay? Because you pray.
I do.
Yeah. Is it that?
No, I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. Ariko
Okay.
Even before like performances now, when you know, okay, so if I screw up, okay.
Tu n'as pas le trac.
Non, pas du tout.
Who are you? Who is this person? You don't have the
Correct.
The butterflies.
Don't say look, I'm going to say
I have worked with you for let's go
actually for 10 years.
10 years.
For 10
For
years.
10 years. And I just realized that you don't.
I do not.
You don't.
Yeah.
I pace.
Ndakuzi.
I walk. I will walk 10 kilometers muri icyo cyumba. And then you chilling.
Yeah.
And then, okay, nzi ko abantu basanzwe bavuga menshi bahita baceceka. Abaceceka bavuga menshi. Like you start doing the other thing, you start imagining things. You start praying that somebody is going to come in and say, it has been cancelled. Like you start praying for that. And then you're like, oh shit, here we go. One day they called my name, I didn't hear it. And the next one, Herve Kimenyi. I was like, and the guy looked at me and was like, no, what is going on? They just called you. I didn't hear my own name. I got on stage, I wanted to faint. I said the first thing, what I said, confidence. Bita bokani. As soon as I said the first word, the shit. There's okay, you're a performer, I'm a performer. What is the hardest for you? To sing in public or to speak in public? Because I know it's completely different world.
Sing.
To sing is harder.
It's harder. Quite even teach you shut up. Shut up with your off key.
Yeah.
Shut up with your off beat. Umuntu ushanye shaka kwegirwa melody. Ukamura atandukanye. Bishobora gusatira bitewe n'ukuntu soundcheck yagenze nabi kare. I think mu kuririmba hari ibintu byinshi bishobora gupfa.
Yeah.
Then you just speaking of the theater cyangwa just
no,
it's sad.
Yeah, but theater, but speaking in public.
Yeah, no, I still think sing.
Because when you speak, you're the one in charge.
Yeah.
You're the one in charge.
What pose? No, kuririmba ufata pose. Melody ya gusa.
That is one thing you mentioned something about trying for movies. That is the thing I hate about movies.
Why?
Because movies, you can be the best actor at that moment. Sound zero. Umatipe what? Urazi kangahe mbona amafilme ntuze boom yagiye muri shot ichimiko. And it was the best scene that you guys are having. And they're like, cut, do it again. But there was a guy. Or you can have a great team and bad actors. You really need to be very careful the balance that you have. You have to be a great leader as a director. You have to be a great leader on camera and off camera.
Yeah.
For instance, that's why I asked you earlier. Do you think your songs should reflect not what you're going through, but your personality?
Yeah, personality, yes.
Yes.
Not
what you're going through necessarily.
Oh yeah, I've been writing love songs, being heartbroken.
Because I think in the beginning of the year, there was a whole controversy about how, in the hip hop industry, how to what extent are you responsible for the things you say, and how the people, your audience reacts to the thing. There's a song with Cardi B saying, "I don't cook, I don't clean." And then her husband filmed her cooking and cleaning. And they're like, stop lying to your people. Stop lying. Stop lying. You actually cook and clean. And you're actually a good mother. So why would you go there and then people are like, okay, leave her alone, it's just a song. But that I don't cook, I don't clean became a thing in the dating pool. Now, action women go on podcasts and say, I don't cook, I don't clean. It became a thing, but they took it from that song. There is, I think Nicki Minaj talking about, is it Offset or Quavo? I can't remember who she was talking about. The guy talks about drugs. He talks about Marley and fentanyl and all these things and all these drugs. And then Nicki Minaj said, he is the cleanest mofo I've ever met in my life. I think he's even like a vegetarian or something like that. Like most of these people who post with bottles and stuff like that don't even drink alcohol. And there will be a kid who overdosed. He's also a rapper. He overdosed and he said, I started doing drugs because he said, this is what you gotta do to be this big in the industry. And then you have who was it again? Who said what? This is old. There's a song by Destiny's Child, Beyonce and Michelle and Kelly Rowland and Michael Grace and all that. And the lyrics literally say, ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers and their pockets are full grown. So basically, go in the club and cheat on your man. Leave your man at home, club is full of ballers and their pockets are full grown. At that time, all these three women are married, very faithful. And they have another song called Bills, Bills, Bills.
Yeah.
You know, there's all these things where they're literally selling a lifestyle that they're not following.
Yes.
And at some point you really have to ask, should you be held accountable for the things that you sing?
I think yes.
To what point? Where do we draw the line?
I had our bias. I think kote yo kudashora abandi bantu muri ibyo ngibyo yazaho, but that's something personal, so I would not say because yakora nabi, but you should not. Okay, I don't know if you say it. I think you don't want your kid to be a comedian.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, people who smoke, they're like,
you know, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't do it.
Exactly.
Because they look up to you, so don't do it.
Exactly. So I don't think for me, commercial encouraging abandi cyangwa ugashora abandi to do something that you would actually, that you don't do or you would not want your kid to do.
Mark Zuckerberg's kids are not allowed on social media.
There you go.
You see what I mean? So they know what's up.
Hey.
They know what it is. So you should be held responsible at certain. Okay, let me tell you to what level sometimes it gets stupid. The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, is now listening to songs that these kids release as proof of a crime because they actually brag about it. Like, you know, I'm carrying my 9, I'm doing this, and now he was on this date and he dropped 2 bodies and then he did. They're listening to that thing right now and be like, as evidence of the crime that was committed. Because these kids actually believe that what their heroes are talking about, their heroes, is actually true. It's not. Here's the thing that people don't know. Notorious B.I.G. went to a private school. Tupac went to art school. He was a poet.
He was.
Okay? Biggie and Pac, who represent thug life, gang life, were never in a gang. So now basically, for these 2 kids, they were kids back in the days, one from a private school, another one from an art school, to be the source of the biggest gang issue in a country. Would you even, FBI gets involved and things like that. It tells you the reality of show business, which is, it's a show. It's not real, it's a show. And kids can't make a difference at a certain point. So, yeah, I think they should be held responsible.
Yeah. I would not say 100%, because sometimes, like, you know, even in a song or in a...
Okay.
But
there's no disclaimer.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't come back at the end and
be like, that was a joke.
That was a joke. Whatever I said, you know.
Yes, I do the cleaning. Yes, I do the cooking.
Let's not do the cooking. Don't go there. Like, but no, they don't do that. They actually sell this thing. Like, Snoop doesn't actually have 1,000 women around him. No, he's been married to the same woman for 40 years now or something like that.
Yeah, actually, so, that's the sad part. People don't know.
Like, you know, like, do you think Snoop can go home and call his wife a bitch? Like, he would die immediately. He would just die. So they don't. At some point, I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. So
when you think about it, mu maso y'ukuntu twanganaga kera tureba ziriya ndirimbo cyangwa iyo arizo nk'amaso y'abana bari kuzireba ubu ngubu, because I think me and you watched, like, you watched different.
I watched very different things,
but me, even I watched different things ukurikije abari ubu ngubu, and I'm like, the things I was thinking that time kubera indirimbo, it's even worse now that it's like exaggerated.
It's exaggerated, but also there's also one thing, okay? Is listening to being 12, 13, 14 years old, listening to Hit 'Em Up, and in your neighborhood you have access to a gun. That's a whole different thing.
Yes.
First of all, we didn't know. Second of all, by 6 p.m. we were home. So basically, we were in a position where we're like, hey, c'est inoffensif. It's a whole different thing when you used to see pack in your neighborhood, and then in your neighborhood you have a gun, you have access to those drugs, you have access to those guns. So to a certain level, you can't be telling that kid it's just a game, son.
Yeah.
Don't go there. No, I see the difference. I see what you do, hustling this way and coming home with that Mercedes and those girls and that money that you flash on TV. I see that. So I think to a certain level, yeah, you gotta be careful. You have to be careful what they watch. You have to be, because we think it's just a movie. It's just a movie, but no, now it's in my phone now. It's on my tablet, it's on Wi-Fi. Television izima at 10.
Yeah.
Buy it channel at 5. So even the people from TV, they knew there was such thing as too much TV.
Right, what happened?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Mawara.
You will see your sound will charge. Your sound will charge. Will charge. You will see too.
There is.
Kali, one channel. There was
Yes.
not 16,000. There was one channel. Yafunguraga at 5. Bagatanana gahunda yayo ukuntu igiye kugenda.
Kanasanze w'indirimbo burya genda Rwanda uri nziza
biti n'indirimbo y'igihugu.
Ego.
And then hakaza umuntu ugupreparinga psychologically ukuntu ibintu bigiye kugenda. Hagiye gutangira indi, it's time for the children, hanyuma ubworozi n'ubuhinzi, hanyuma amakuru. And then amakuru, and then at the end a movie,
a film, kasayi n'ubundi.
Ariko nako nanone. They used to do something that is hilarious.
I think I know what you're going to talk about.
The kissing scenes and the sex scenes. Ariko ntibavanemo sound. And then you listen to some stuff and you're like, what is happening? He's brushing his teeth.
Who's calling Joe? The song was there.
He's brushing his teeth. Why does it sound like that? Like, what is he doing? So it was, oh my god, it was just amazing. Like the fact that even people on TV was like, no. So now the fact that you have access to like 100,000 channels, 24/7, constantly all the time, it doesn't even give you time to analyze what you're actually watching. And a lot of it gets lost in it, and then it's too much. Instead of getting information away from you, they give you too much, so that you don't actually wonder what is going on, what is actually happening. Speaking of performances, the opening of the Olympic Games by the Kunyaka Visa. I swear to God, Visa Barayimvana. Explain. Nitwe turabasi video, we don't understand iterambere na art na what was that? What was that?
I saw memes and I'm like, you know what?
I started it, I got embarrassed, I switched it off, and then there's her, there's them. And then there is the Australian breakdancing woman. Oh my goodness, oh my god. Ntabwo yatambuka casting yakurusha me. And she was super confident in her ignorance and her incompetence. Like it was just amazing to watch. This whole thing is just a mess. Because everything has been tolerated. Opening ceremony ya Olympic Games ihinduke gay pride drag show.
I didn't understand
what
that.
What was that about? And children are there.
Thank you. You as a drag who's talented, who wants to perform?
Fine.
Perfection.
Fine.
And what point are you trying to make?
They sold us the drag thing.
Okay.
They did the Last Supper.
They did.
Jesus.
It was so obvious.
It was so obvious, and then people are half naked and half naked. How? And I was like, who approved this? What is going on?
No, I think because I have a friend of mine who's gay, and we are very good friends actually. I have nothing against like LGBTQ plus. Ni plus nyine niyo mpamvu nyishyizeho. I don't know, there's gender is an issue.
No, it's gonna be
S-A-I
AI. So this SLGBTQAI plus, and then there's numbers now. There's like 1, 2, 3, but because now they are polyamorous. So there's a couple and a triple and so now there's that too. And then there's I didn't know that A was asexual.
Yes, that I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you're not sleeping with anybody, so who cares? So you need a flag because you're not sleeping with anybody. What is going on? Like to the point where you're like, you talked about gay friends.
Yes.
I have. Some of them you know. Where even them are like, this is going
we are lost.
This is going to, even for
I'm
us,
telling you.
far. This is going too far. Every time there's something, I'm a comedian. I always go for the burn.
Yes.
I always go for the burn. Immediately, I just go for the comments.
Chad.
And there's a 75-year-old lesbian who is like, I so much regret going on the street fighting for these people. I regret it so much. They took it too far.
Yes.
And it's not even a liberation movement anymore. It's a political movement. It's a thing.
I think okay, you're gay. It's your right. Because Nachibas. We
see that
wow, I'm straight. Hey,
you know?
Give me a flag. We don't do that.
And respect me. And call me this. What?
No.
You do you. Where you want respect, but you're not giving any. Like it's. By the way, some people don't even realize what is actually happening. Before every time before I go to stage, I always do like my due diligence of research. You know, you see what I mean? The first country in the world, the trans thing. Now to this, the first country in the world to do the most surgeries, but you can go gender affirming surgery now. It's not a sex change anymore. Me gender affirming therapy and surgery. The first one in the world is Thailand.
Of course, yeah.
Which is understandable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
You know, the lady boys and the whatever, you understand.
Yeah.
Guess what is the second one? Ni izina ry'Imana nugitora ndakugurira icyo ushaka.
Give me hints.
Hints. The most improbable country you can think of.
Is it in Africa?
No.
It's in Europe.
No.
It's in America.
No. America is not even in the top 10.
Okay. Oh, no, I meant the continent. It's in Asia. Australia, is it?
I'll have a look. Okay, let me give it to you because we almost finished right now. It's Iran. Iran! The second country with the most sex change surgeries in the world is Iran. Let me show you how it works.
Okay.
Actually, here's one thing. If I'm not saying it right, please correct me. But I have the paper at home. Now I print things. I read that thing before I get on stage. Homosexuality is not actually forbidden in Iran, as long as you don't act upon it. So you can call yourself gay, as long as I don't sleep with a man. It's okay.
It's okay.
Because they put sleeping out of wedlock, out of marriage, they put it on top of being gay. That is the biggest sin.
Okay.
So now, if you are gay, and then you want to get married to a man, fine, we will marry you, but one of you has to change. Bakago therapy, ibichi, whatever, you pay officially. Nanuze no muri etat civil ugahinduka. Witwa Garashid, witwa Maimuna. So basically, that's it. That's it. And then you guys get married, but it's surgery and medication for life. So now that they have understood that, you have no idea how much money they're making off of that. In the US, I don't know about Iran, but in the US, we're talking 150, 100 grand for the surgery. We do fat enough hormones for life, and more surgeries and whatever. So this whole thing is about money.
Yes.
It is about money. It's not about helping them. Nobody cares. It's about money. When I heard that Iran, you know when they signed that? Ayatollah Khomeini, in the 80s, is the one who signed that. In the 80s. They started way before everybody who's making noise right now. This is what I'm telling you.
Wow.
This whole thing, when you actually follow the trend and you don't understand what's happening, you will get lost in it. You get lost in it. When I found out it was Iran, I laughed so hard. I was like, this cannot be. I need a second opinion, third, fourth, what? Sex change country, that is Iran. Second in the world. Second, to what extent, please? Between 200 and 270 surgeries a year. That is almost once a day.
There you go. Almost once a day. Actually.
That is almost one surgery a day. So now imagine that. Imagine that. And they think, oh, it's natural. There's nothing natural about it. The only natural thing that is about it is acknowledge that they exist, but also they have to be an adult to actually go for these surgeries and therapies and things like that. The thing that I hate is trying to make this natural into children. That I cannot stand. Umwana is not allowed a tattoo. He's not allowed alcohol. He's not allowed to drive. He's not allowed to kuchina lotto. But you think he's smart enough to cut his penis off? Are you mad? 10 years ago. And
I sort of stay with me. I asked my friend, okay, so being gay is one thing. Why do you suddenly change? Have you always wanted to dress like this, to act like this? Okay, this is what gay people do. And then you start
do that.
And then you do that.